Hey there, and welcome to Teaching Mastery Academy. I'm your host, Francesca Hudson, and if you're ready to create premium courses that don't just sell, but transform lives, you're in the right place, my friend. Here's the thing, your audience doesn't want another cookie-cutter course. They're looking for something truly impactful, and you want to deliver a course that not only gets results, but feels worth every dollar your students invest. But maybe you've been feeling stuck, wondering how to position your course as premium, or unsure how to elevate your content to the next level. Well, that's where I come in. Each week, I'll be sharing actionable strategies, proven teaching techniques, and insider secrets to help you design a course that stands out, delivers a wow-worthy experience, and commands the premium price tag it deserves. Together, we'll tackle everything from crafting a powerful transformation promise to creating a standout learning experience your students won't stop raving about. Oh, and before we get started, if you're ready to fast-track your success, don't forget to join my waitlist for my signature program, Teaching Mastery Academy. It's where I show you step by step how to create, position, and sell premium courses that set you apart. Head to theclassichighschoolteacher.com/TMA to snag your spot today. Alright, let's get to it, because today's episode will get you one step closer to building a course your audience can't wait to invest in. Let's make it happen. Hello, all of my wonderful friends out there. Welcome back to Teaching Mastery Academy. I'm your host, Francesca, and today we're going to be looking at one of the most common struggles I hear from course creators. It's figuring out how to turn all your incredible expertise into a single focused course idea. Easier said than done. Does this sound familiar to you? You've got years of experience, loads of knowledge, and a deep passion for what you do. But when it comes to narrowing all that down into one single course idea, you feel totally stuck. Maybe your brain is buzzing with 5, 10, or even 20 different ideas. Or maybe you're worried about picking the wrong idea, one that doesn't sell or resonate with your audience. Either way, you're not alone, my friend. But here's the truth. A course that tries to do too much ends up doing nothing at all. So I really wanted to look at this in depth today. So by the end of this episode, you will have a step-by-step framework to narrow down your ideas, to validate the one that's most likely to sell, and then finally define a transformation that resonates deeply with your audience. So grab your notebook, pour yourself a coffee or a tea, no judgment, and let's turn that overwhelming expertise into a crystal clear course idea. You've got this, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. So let's start by addressing the elephant in the room. Why is it so hard to narrow down a course idea when you have so much experience? Here's the thing, the more you know, the harder it can be to focus. And I like to call this the curse of expertise. You've spent years mastering your craft, solving problems and achieving results, but now you're so far along in your journey that it's hard to remember what it felt like to be a beginner. And I suppose as a teacher, you learn to do this naturally anyway, but if you've never taught before, or if you are very experienced in your niche, but you've never had to explain it to somebody that's never encountered your knowledge before, then it can be hard. You can forget an oversight. And sometimes the most small details that seem the most obvious to you are the biggest breakthroughs to somebody else. So going back to the curse of expertise, there are 3 mistakes that you can make. You can feel like you need to teach everything because you want to provide value and you're not sure where you need to refine and where you need to narrow down. So you end up just over teaching or just teaching everything that you know. Or you worry that leaving something out will mean your course isn't complete. So there is that fear that you're not giving value. And then finally, you overcomplicate the process. You're trying to pack too much into one offer. And it just means that people switch off. They get bored, they get confused, they get overwhelmed. And the truth is that your audience doesn't need everything you know. They just need one clear, actionable path that solves a specific problem. Remember, you have got time in your hands. You can create future courses on different parts of your expertise and knowledge. You don't have to put it all in one go. Now, the second reason why it's so hard to narrow down a course idea when you have so much expertise is that fear creeps in, fear of choosing the wrong idea. And let's talk about fear for a minute. A lot of course creators get stuck because they're terrified of picking the wrong idea. You might be thinking, what if no one buys this course? Or what if my audience doesn't resonate with this idea? Or what if I invest all this time and energy into the wrong topic? But here's what I want you to know. Choosing a course idea isn't a life or death decision. It's a process of testing, refining, and learning. And the framework we're about to dive into will help you validate your idea before you commit to creating a full course. The reason you feel overwhelmed isn't that you have too many ideas. It's that you don't have a clear process for narrowing them down. And when you follow a step-by-step framework, you'll move from confusion to confidence and you'll be ready to take action. So let's get to the good stuff, the framework. We've talked a lot about why overwhelm happens. So now let's look at the framework. And this is the process I recommend to every course creator who feels overwhelmed by their ideas. And it's broken into 4 steps. So step 1 is to brain dump your expertise. Get it all out on paper or get it all out on the computer or wherever you record your notes and basically brainstorm. And this is where tools like ChatGPT or one of those other AI apps become really useful because you can put in a whole lot of conversation prompts about your interests, your expertise, what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you're interested in, what you're not interested in, and they can really help you refine and develop your next course idea. So that's step 1 is brain dump your expertise. Step 2 is to identify your audience's biggest pain points. And once again, you can put this into ChatGPT or you can ask one of those AI apps to feed back some suggested pain points based on step 1. So you're going to say step 1 to recap was to brain dump your expertise. Step 2 is to identify the audience's biggest pain points. What are they struggling with the most? Step 3, you need to validate your idea. Now, this is where you need to go out and test it. You need to see if people are clicking on your posts on social media. You need to enter into chat room, see if anybody is interested in what you're talking about. So you really need to validate. And it's also the part where you would do a beta test run. So you might launch your product idea, see if you get any feedback on it, see if you've got anybody that's willing to sign up for maybe a discounted price or some sort of other additional bonus, some incentive for them to be part of the beta round. And then from that, you really want to hone down into step 4, which is define the transformation. So this is the key to everything. The transformation is your promise, your sales pitch. That's what you are promising your audience that they will receive or transform into by the end of your course. The transformation promise. So let's break each step down in a little bit more detail for you, so you sort of see how this framework works together. So step 1, we talked about brain dumping your expertise. So this step is all about clearing the mental clutter. When you've got too many ideas swimming around in your head, the best thing you can do is get them out on paper. And here's how to do it. So step 1 is to grab a notebook or a whiteboard or a digital tool like Notion or Trello. Set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes and then write down everything you know how to teach, no matter how big or small. And you can do this using an AI tool as well that we just talked about. So, for example, let's say you're a nutrition coach and your brain dump might include meal planning for busy professionals, understanding macronutrients, breaking sugar addiction, preparing healthy snacks for kids, strategies for eating out without derailing your goals. And notice how, as you brainstorm, the ideas vary in scope, and that's normal. Don't worry about organizing or prioritizing them yet. Just focus on getting them out of your head. And here's a pro tip for you. If you're struggling to come up with ideas, think about the questions people ask you most often. What do friends or clients or followers come to you for advice on? And if you are not able to tap into that, what are people talking about the most in the chat rooms and on social media in your niche? Are you part of any groups, community groups on social media? Are you on threads? What are some common threads that people are talking about? really think about the questions that people might ask you or are asking each other within your niche right now. So that's step one. Step two is to identify your audience's biggest pain points. So now that you've got a list of ideas, it's time to narrow them down by focusing on what your audience really needs. And here's the truth. A successful course isn't about what you teach. It's about what your audience wants to learn. So we need to identify pain points. We need to listen to your audience. So pay attention to the questions and the frustrations they share on social media or in forums or during consultations. Are there recurring themes in the feedback you get? And we need to ask directly. So create a poll or a survey and ask your audience, what's your biggest challenge when it comes to your topic or your niche? So for example, if you're a fitness coach, you might notice that your audience often says things like, I don't have time to work out, or I don't know where to start, or I feel overwhelmed by all the conflicting advice out there. These pain points give you valuable insight into what your course should focus on. And instead of creating a broad fitness course, you might narrow it down to say, how to build a 15-minute daily workout routine for busy professionals, something like that. So we're getting specific. We're getting really, really niched down and specific. Now, step three, we want to validate your idea. So step three in the framework is all about validation. Validation is the secret sauce that separates successful courses from flops. It's the process of making sure your idea resonates with your audience before you invest time and energy into creating. And I've got 3 ways that you can validate your idea. So step one, the first way is to ask your audience. Use a poll or a survey or Instagram story question to test multiple ideas. So for example, which course would you be most interested in, A, B, or C? That's a really simple, fast, easy way that you can start testing some ideas. Number 2, another way you can validate it is test with a mini offer. So you could offer a workshop or a webinar or a free resource on your topic to gauge interest, to see what the uptake is like. And the third way that you can validate your idea is to check the market. Look at successful courses in your niche. What problems are they solving? Really study their sales pages and their languages to see what wording that they're using. And you don't want to skip the step 3, validate your idea. Even if you think your idea is a winner, validation ensures that your course aligns with what your audience is willing to invest in. And then finally, step 4, we need to define the transformation. And this is where the magic happens. Once you've chosen your course idea, you need to define the transformation that it offers. You need to ask yourself, where is my audience starting? Where do they want to go? What specific outcome will my course help them achieve? So, for example, instead of saying this course teaches Instagram marketing, you could try, by the end of this course, you'll have a fully optimized Instagram strategy that attracts your ideal clients and generates leads on autopilot. Super clear, super specific, and you have got a very, very clear transformation as part of your sales line. So a clear transformation makes your course feel valuable, feel actionable, and it feels results driven. Now let's pause for a moment to talk about some common mistakes that can really derail your course creation journey. I've got 3 mistakes that are super common, but we really need to avoid. And the first one is trying to cover too much. Now, a course that tries to teach everything ends up overwhelming your audience. We talked about this briefly. So we really want to focus on solving one clear problem. It's so tempting to try and put as much into your course as possible to show value. But in Teaching Mastery Academy, we really teach you how to take one clear, specific idea and make sure that it's a premium offering. You are teaching it in a premium way. And that means that you avoid this temptation to basically throw everything into your course and cross your fingers and hope for the best. So it's about the quality of how you teach this one specific problem rather than just trying to throw everything in. It's quality over quantity. Now, the second common mistake to avoid is skipping the validation step in this framework. So you can't assume that your idea will sell without testing it. It's a risky move to do it that way. You really need to take time to validate your concept first. And when I say time, it doesn't have to be a long period of time. It can just be over a week. You might do an intensive Instagram story run where every day you're posting stories around the same idea topic and you are running polls, you are running questions, You are making sure that they're interactive with your audience to see what the uptake is around your idea. So really make sure that you validate your idea. And the third common mistake is ignoring the transformation. If your course doesn't promise a specific outcome, your audience won't see the value. You must have a transformation promise in your sales line. Now, I thought I would inspire you with a real life story so you can see how this framework works. And the story is about one of my students, a freelance photographer. And this photographer wanted to create a course, but she felt overwhelmed by all her expertise, the posing, the editing, the client management, and more. And so the breakthrough came when, after brainstorming and validating, she realized her audience's biggest pain point was actually learning how to book their first clients. Isn't that funny? Isn't it interesting? So out of all the different areas of photography that she knew about, she realized that her audience's biggest pain point was learning how to book their first clients right at the start, right at the very start of their photography journey. And the result was that she launched a course called How to Land Your First 3 Photography Clients in 30 Days. And it was a huge success. And I really love that transformation promise, how to land your first 3 photography clients in 30 days. Super specific, super niched, and it was a huge success. So here's what I want you to do after this episode. Schedule 20 minutes for a brain dump. Then I want you to identify your audience's biggest pain points. Then I want you to validate your course idea with a poll or a mini offer, start experimenting on social media, and then write a 1-sentence transformation promise. That's it. Super simple, but so effective. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode. If you're ready to turn your expertise into a sellable course idea, remember this. Clarity is your superpower. When you narrow your focus, you unlock the potential for impact, engagement, and transformation. And hey, if you want step-by-step guidance, join the waitlist for Teaching Mastery Academy. It's my signature course. Inside, we'll take your course idea from concept to launch with confidence. Why? Because the power of teaching can transform everything. I'll put the link in the show notes. Check it out. Thanks for spending this time with me today. Until next time, keep creating, keep serving, and remember, you've got this. Bye for now. Wow, what an episode. I hope you're walking away with some fresh ideas and strategies to help you create a premium course that's not just profitable, but truly impactful. Remember, your expertise is powerful, and the way you package and deliver it can be a total game changer for your students and your business. Before you go, I've got a few quick reminders for you, my friends. First, if you're ready to take everything you talked about today even further, make sure you join the waitlist for Teaching Mastery Academy. Inside TMA, I'll guide you step by step through creating, positioning, and selling a premium course that stands out and delivers results. Head to theclassichischoolteacher.com/TMA to grab your spot. It's completely free to join the waitlist, and you'll be the first to know when doors open. Second, if you loved today's episode, do me a favour. Give it a thumbs up, leave a review, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Your support means the world to me and helps us reach even more course creators just like you. And finally, if you know someone who's been dreaming of creating a premium course, share this episode with them. Let's spread the love and help even more entrepreneurs create courses that change lives. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time on Teaching Mastery Academy. Until then, keep creating, keep serving, and remember, you've got this.